Welcome all to a town known affectionately as the Big Raisin, Fresno, California, where the stakes are anything but shriveled, as tonight the USL League One's two most westerly teams collide at the season's final frontier. There are points to be taken and places to be claimed as Spokane Velocity and Central Valley Fuego come to grips. Howdy folks, I'm Peyton Gallagher. Here is the tale of the table. Spokane Velocity just inside at the 7 spot. With a win tonight, they can sign their name on the postseason ballots. In their first season of operation, they would be only the third team in league history to make the big dance in their first year playing in the division. For Central Valley Fuego, it's all about points in the barn. You get them where you can, sitting on 12 points for the year. For Spokane Velocity, entering this match in a really hard down spot for Lee Wiedemann and company. It's a team that had not lost consecutive league matches all year. They did in a big way in Papillion last time out, throttled 4-0 without Luis Heel in the team, and Spokane just lifeless in that one as one of the league's best took them to task. Coming into today, Spokane in the midst of their longest goal drought as a club, 337 total minutes. It's already 100 more than any point previous in the year. If they are to find the good foot here tonight, Andre Lewis likely to have a big hand in it. The league's leader among midfielders in touches, always involved for the road side, and throughout the course of this season, he's contributed as a goal threat, as a player that has set the tempo in this side in light blue, and also as an orchestrator as he comes into this one with 3 assists in league play. Was excellent last time against Fuego, a result for Spokane in the previous meeting between these two. For Central Valley, it's a story of similar struggles. They've not won a game in 60-plus days. That coming on August 3rd against Chattanooga Red Wolves. Had a nightmarish end to last year. Central Valley Fuego would love to find some results on the business end of this thing and keep any postseason hopes they might have alive. They need to get all 3 points tonight to make that a reality. And if that is to happen for them, there are plenty of playmakers within the side. Finding a structure that suits them is the question for Mike Elias. 2 of them, Alfredo Meinitz and Siobhan John Brown, have been at the heart of things. There are plenty of faces in this squad that can take a game over, can change it in a single touch. Here are 2. They will have an essential role if Fuego are to pull the upset here at home this evening. It's another Wednesday clash in the USL League One. We are ticking down to kick off in this one. Spokane Velocity, Central Valley Fuego, the center of attention here this evening. Folks, don't go anywhere.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
The teams take the field as we approach the final phase of the USL League One regular season. Spokane Velocity and Central Valley Fuego in front of an inflamed crowd here in Fresno is what's on the marquee, and here is how the side sets up for the home team, Central Valley. What projects as something of a 4-2-2 here in this one. Of course, it will be Heckenberg and Garcia in midfield holding it down. Those two have been in the pivot for several games in a row here now. Javier Mariona, always a deadly option, getting up and down the flank. For Spokane, Velocity and Lee Wiedemann. There was hope that Luis Heel would be available coming off injury for this one. Not in the 18, so Spokane will have to find a way to wake up the offense without their key contributor in the attack. Josh Doling, a player looking to find form at the tip of the spear for the road side. He's only had 5 touches in the box in the last 3 games. For the team in black, it's Spokane on the road, 3 points away from sealing their playoff potential. That is the objective for them today. For Central Valley Fuego, just see if they can ignite something as the ball is moving, and we are off from California. You can expect the first 5 minutes or so to be a bit of a feeling out phase. All year long, Fuego have been a bit of a chameleon. Been a tough team for opponents to solve. A side that have thrived in chaotic sequences of play. That was something Lee Wiedemann was playing plenty of potential to, or attention to, I should say, in the run into this contest. Into Midance, who looks up and lashes one away. A player that will have license to shoot all night long. Been a breakthrough campaign for him. 4 goals, 7 assists on the year. Joe. Launching one over the top and ushered out of play. Derek Waldack deployed in a midfield role by Lee Wiedemann in this match. Featured throughout the year as a crossing fullback. This Jome has made that position his own in recent weeks, and Waldack squeezed into the team. Fascinated to see what kind of areas he picks up. Whether or not he will play wide and allow Spokane to play out of something of a back 5, or if he truly will exist in the middle of the park. Well controlled there in midfield by the youngster Kevin Garcia, just breaking through it. 16 years of age. Scored in the last match between these two teams. Here's Masongo Akale. Fuego a little bit more reluctant to press. Been a calling card for them throughout the course of the campaign. They do trigger on the ball in mid-park and win it. It's Alfredo Midance with options ahead. Deking and diving and dancing into the area. Alfredo Midance. Rumbling away. Mariona! And just skipped wide. And it took a glance. Javier Mariona bombing forward, finding space to let one fly, and just flushing it a foot off the target. Set for a corner. It's a routine. And carried away by Spokane. You see in that moment, though, the individual awe-striking ability of a few of the players within this Fuego side, who find the front foot again. Carrera Garcia has it taken out for a throw. Our corner, I should say. This corner is brought to you by RWM. Looks like they'll do it again, this time from the near flag. Jose Carrera Garcia. It's a decent delivery, skipping around dangerously. And batted off the line, still there and tucked in. Pinned home on the doorstep. And Fuego fire in front. One to the good, 5 minutes in. CV continued to apply the pressure. They made it uncomfortable. Siobhan John Brown couldn't break through, re-entered the ball for it to be swerved into the roof of the net. Brooks Thompson left without chance to make an involvement. And through that cloud of chaos, the one to emerge with the goal in hand was Sean Vinberg. His first tally for the club. The defender playing right back today. Rifles his side in front. And that will be alarm bells ringing for Spokane. This is the fourth playing of this tie this year. Split 1-1 and 1. Two previous Jaeger Cup matches in the group phase of that competition between Spokane and Central Valley. Spokane were able to win the most recent in the league, but it was a 3-2 thriller in which Lee Viehman felt his side never really played up to their standard, never gained the control that they expect. And they have been rudely awakened so far in this one. Lewis turning the screws and turning wide. Just knocking it about. Azriel Gonzalez lurching one over the top. Javier Martin Heel has it pinched away. Pinches it right back. Served in. Stabbed out. It's Lewis and wide. Chopped along Masungo Akali. Tries to split the wickets. Fuego unable to clear. And finally a diving interception. It's the youngster Zachary Smuck that holds it up and presents an option downfield, racing away. And a sweeper keeper action from Brooks Thompson. Able to clean up at the back. Spokane just don't look engaged so far, though. They've looked open. They've looked a little less than organized. And Fuego were somewhat close in that last moment to maybe expanding the lead to 2. Mariona. Oh, that's great stuff. Mariona returns. Siobhan John Brown squaring and ushered away by Javier Martin Heel, who had the cover. But that might be the best sequence you've seen from Central Valley Fuego all year long. That was glorious build-up. As Siobhan John Brown tried to sneak it back into the late arriving run of Zachary Smock. 18-year-old getting a second consecutive start. May have spoken too soon. The flag may have popped up on the far side. Officiating crew for today. Jose Lara is the center official. Salvador Reyes and Cecilia Chavez run the line. Irina Petrunak is the fourth official. Big emphasis for Mike Elias in the build-up to this match was seeing his side be compact. That's what they're hoping to do right here. Trying to pick the lock, though. Spokane slid ahead. Azriel Gonzalez. Oh, he's clipped the post. It was a pot shot that nearly punctured. And it's Lewis again. And he is shrugged from the ball by Alfredo Minitz. End-to-end stuff. Shuffled away. Fernandez and Gonzalez. This is the kind of tempo, though, in which Central Valley Fuego can really cause some problems. When the game loses structure, their individual playmakers start to shine. Joe, player that Spokane are hoping to get higher and higher up the field. Feel like he can really contribute with his quality in attacking phases. A player that has spent time at the MLS level and within winning organizations such as San Antonio FC throughout his career. That's a sweeping switch. Here, Martin Hill, Gonzalez, and Fernandez, who angles one in and thought he might be able to catch Carlos Aviles, not on his toes, but left wide. Given time for a second touch, and he took it. Did not miss by a mile. A guy who's not scored in 1,086 days, Colin Fernandez, as of today. He was looking to summarily shatter that streak. Let's get a look at Mike Elias, the caretaker manager. Golden Bear physical therapy injury report for a couple of the players absent in this Central Valley side. They've been rattled with injury throughout the year. Isa Achayaya, a player that was really starting to shine at the back the middle part of this season, unavailable today. Deshaun Nemhard is on the bench, but it's our knowledge that he picked up a bit of a strain as we approach this match in training, making him unavailable to start the contest. That's a good turn. Midance. Wiggling wide to Smuck. A dummy there. Siobhan John Brown's been quite lively, but a bad touch from Heckenberg, and pouncing to try and peel it away. Akali, he does. Lewis, option streaming ahead. Upfield of him is Waldeck. Just behind the late arriving run of Doling there.
Velocity, corner kick.
Derek Waldeck collects for the corner. One 0 down, Spokane. Sean Vinberg, the one who excelled Central Valley Fuego. A nose in front, 5 minutes in.
Number 18.
Without swing. Skimming off the head of Javier Martin Hill and out for a corner.
Header, but the velocity goes out of bounds. Goal kick. Fuego. Soccer fans, be sure to check out the Fuego team store.
To set the terms once more, Spokane entered today needing all 3 points to secure their playoff spot. Theoretically, they could get those 3 in any of their final 4 games. Task is made less than easy by their opponents so far, Central Valley Fuego. Here's a full lid on the clinching scenarios that could take place throughout the course of this match week stemming into the weekend. Of course, the obvious and easy one, just win, baby. Spokane, that's the objective. But with the help of a couple other results featuring teams such as Tormenta and Richmond and Chattanooga, you see the different permutations that could affect them. In terms of the teams vying for the 8th seed, Spokane can also get in without having to do any of the heavy lifting themselves this weekend, really. It feels all but a formality, but right now Spokane's sputtering, as has been the case in the recent games. the broadcast by telling you, but we will tell you again. Spokane enter this contest on a goalless drought, exceeding 337 minutes, which is 100 more than any previous period throughout the course of their calendar. They've not been wanted for offense throughout the course of the year, the side in black, but it's been elusive, as is Javier Mariona. Carrera Garcia, a taming first touch. Alfredo Meinitz has a thought about a shot. Now Smock blurring one in, a high ball that Brooks Thompson will put gloves to.
Good work by keeper Brooks Thompson.
Not sure that Smock caught that the way he wanted. Doling unable to recover it. Meinitz. And Heckenberg with room. Just daring Spokane to come and try and grab the ball back. Heckenberg. Striding forward. Kevin Garcia. And Meinitz loops one into the center, overcooked it. And winning the foul at the back is Cullen Fernandez. And not wasting a moment, Andre Lewis. Leashed in by the first touch of Akale. Musango Akale cutting in, shuffling into Doling. Gonzalez. Consolidated defending from Central Valley. Javier Martin Heel on the periphery of the final third as that ball runs away from Andre Lewis. Smock. One of a couple teenagers, Smock, in this Central Valley Fuego side, who coming into this match on 12 points are in jeopardy of posting the lowest point total in a non-COVID shortened season in USL League One history. Need to take 4 to surpass a mark set by Orlando City B in 2019. These last 4 games for them, well on their way. How things have commenced, but that is all to say that despite the fact that the on-field product hasn't always been able to capture results, there are a lot of promising young players that are in red today. Think about what Javier Mariona has been able to achieve this year. Alfredo Meinitz, of course, only 22 years old for him. And then the 2 breakthrough academy players, Kevin Garcia and Zachary Smuck. There is much to look forward to in Fresno. Heckenberg. Onto the chest of Siobhan John Brown, who tried his hands. And nearly able to pull something from his sleeve in that effort. This was struck with real venom, real animosity, as it split the legs of Ahmed Longmire. The notion from the Central Valley side is, despite the struggling campaign, the head has not dropped. The players are still excited to come to work to train and try and get better, which is something to commend about the mentality that's been instilled within the program throughout the year, the culture that is at least an attempt trying to be built. Cameron Miller, line splitting pass that doesn't come off. Whistle goes. Songo Colley back in the 11 today to start for Spokane after serving a red card suspension against Union Omaha. Spokane already controlling much of the ball. About 55% possession for them today. Fourth in the league on the year in that category. Averaging just about 474 passes a game, as that is a gruesome tackle. I don't think there was much malicious to it, but arrived late and through the back, and fortunate to escape a booking there. Kevin Garcia. It does render a dangerous free kick opportunity. Derek Waldack, the one who presides. 3 assists on the year for him. Leader in the side by a margin of over 20 in open play crossing efforts. Compiling over 50 of those on the year. Has a chance to do so right now. Azriel Gonzalez also casting a shadow. Spokane intent on equalizing. It's a well-placed ball, a squaring header from Cameron Miller. Lands harmlessly and maybe strumming the counterattack for a moment. Central Valley. A well-tuned tackle from Waldack has it back in tow. Akale overbanked the crossing. Effort into the area there. It's a goal kick. Lee Viedman in his first year directing this Spokane program, their first year of operation. A guy that comes from a winning background, having been a part of the staff that took Charleston Battery to the USL Championship final a year ago. Part of the largest points turnarounds in the league's history at that point in its history. You can tell the idea starting to take form for Spokane. Really strong roster build for that. There is definite intention behind the way that things are being constructed. Just shattered by injuries early on. Pierre Reedy, Grayson DuPont, among many others that were lost early in the season that were intended to be big parts of what was, I guess you might say, the idea behind how Spokane were going to play. This is a tough spot at the back. Dealt with well. There's Busmonti, who wasn't taking the chances. Jump. Jarred wide. Fernandez allowed to possess the ball without contest. Now Ahmed Longmire. Gonzalez. Fernandez, the one that's been tasked with dropping deep. Lewis allowed to be more involved in the attack as midfield pairing. Doling, a rare touch. He's upended. It's a clean tackle. A good turn from Heckenberg, who's trundled through and taken down.
All right, So in a minute, you're going
Jose Lara with a stern talking to.
You're going to see us out there throwing out
Just trying to get a lid on things.
As a matter of fact, if you see Fuego L. Fox right
Free
now,
kick to come.
get ready to make some noise because t-shirts
Check
are
out
gonna be
all the
coming
exciting
your way
postseason action
in
starting in
less
November.
than a minute.
USL playoffs presented by Terminex showcase the top teams battling it out for the ultimate prize as this ball is fizzed in behind. Foul is given. You can go to USLLeague1.com for all the latest playoff information. Doing a great job of keeping tabs on the clinching scenarios, the seedings, even some ranking of the strength of schedule provided by John Morrissey, the oracle of the realm when it comes to all things USL League One, USL Championship, and even a little bit of the USL Super League as they commence their inaugural season. Doling, a tidy touch. Waldeck is posted wide. So Fuego in practice, maybe less of a 4-3-3 and maybe more of a 5-2-3 as Minitz grabs hold and drives ahead. Wide for Garcia. To the top of the box. Oh, that's lovely. It doesn't quite come to fruition though as Jump is able to ride first and guide it out of touch.
If you want a t-shirt, make sure you get Fuego L. Fox's attention right now. Put your hands
Fuego fired up, a goal to the good and looking for another.
Come on, let's go.
Minitz dances away and in that tango, took a touch to the face of Derek Waldeck.
Fuego L. Fox is looking for you, throwing out t-shirts, going back and forth, hands up, making noise. We're looking for the loudest, the rowdiest person in the stadium. Come on now.
The direct ball squarely on the chest of Javier Martin Hill. Spokane have been allowed to move the ball down the touch lines. It's been really compact and congested though in the middle of the park. Been tough for Andre Lewis and Colin Fernandez to get much of a touch in any place that caused actual threat to their opponent. Seeing Masongo Akali kind of circle around in that midfield area, maybe trying to create some overloads. Lee Wiedemann with a Rubik's Cube to solve. Fernandez rainbows one in. Jome. The ball does stay on, but Jome took an illegal course of action in order to obtain it, and it's going to be a free kick. Looks like the goal scorer, Sean Vinberg, was the one entangled. He is the point of difference, scored 5 minutes in. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches, including the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Great thing, that's a signal of the growth of the game, both on the USL level and just the overall trajectory of how the sport is covered in this country. Clayton Torres, the man down.
Yellow card.
Here's what happens.
Issued to number 9. Lost
Again, just
Josh.
player going in heartily to try and recapture possession and maybe stepping on the foot there. Josh Doling, a guy who inhabits the number 9 shirt and position within the Spokane team. And a very nice stretch of play in the middle part of the year, but has cooled off significantly and quite frankly has just struggled to find the ball in threatening areas. He's the first name taken in the book of Jose Lara today. Felt like that yellow card was on its way for a while. Some of the tackles in their nature some point, you have to kind of set a bar for what is going to be a caution. But on Doling, as we said in pregame, and we'll say again now, a guy that has only had 5 touches in the box in the last 3 games, which isn't going to really get a lot of goals for your number 9. Coincides, obviously, with the lack of offensive production for Spokane as a team. There's an experienced player waiting in the wings in Anwar Pelaez, 31-year-old from Colombia. Brought in mid-season after a couple weeks out of the game. Circling toward the back, Cameron Miller, and forced into a clearance out of touch. But without Luis Hill on the team for Spokane, offense has just dried up. There's been no conduit in their attack. Doling has lacked service, lacked the ability to create for himself. But he does receive the ball here. A widening option in the form of Akale, who spins and twists. Tries to tilt the ball wide. Leaned in that direction by Lewis. Javier Martin Heel now. Gonzalez. Taken down is Fernandez. Spokane allowed to continue to march on. Doling. Waldeck. And whomped out of touch.
Corner kick.
It's a corner kick for Spokane. They have lacked inquiry. 3 shots, none on target.
Number 18,
Down a goal.
Derek Waldeck, taking the corner.
Without swing, Derek Waldeck. And it comes. Skipping along. Unable to get purchase there, Javier Martin Heel. Diving in there is the fullback, Martin Heel. Taking it out for a throw. Fewer and fewer attacking spurts from the home side, Central Valley Fuego. It would just be unwise to suggest that they would shut up shop so early. They are content to fluster their opponent and wait for their moment to get forward. In for Doling. His first touch gets away from him and gets into the possession of Jose Carrera Garcia, who spurs his side forward. Bit of a blind ball. Azriel Gonzalez gives it chase. Able to corral. Into the final quarter of an hour of this first half that started quickly and has lost a little bit of life. Heckenberg. A half turn and a huck to the far flank. Spokane starting to extend and meet their opponent higher. Avilés. Busmonti. Under duress. Mariona. And he just clears his lines. Actually, it's a brilliant ball wide. A javelin. On to Kevin Garcia. Who can't get the better of Joe. And Lewis looking up and playing one into the channel. Doling without the wheels to get there ahead of Bustamante. This has just turned into one giant game of tennis. Lewis. Waldeck with Azriel Gonzalez outside of him. Akale fighting forward. Masongo Akale still. Masongo Akale! And smothered by Avilés, who makes a calm catch.
With a quick hand.
It was a mazy run from a player that is capable of conjuring such a moment. Masango Akali put a firm contact to that ball. Just nothing that was going to beat a confident goalkeeper in Carlos Avilaz, who looks up and launches in Siobhan John Brown. The save made by Brooks Thompson.
Okay.
Fuego, a foot down on the gas pedal, jabbed away by Fernandez. Javier Mariona. Siobhan John Brown flickering and flashing. Mariona. A poor pass. Quickly swooped upon by Josh Doling, and now with Akali. Spiritful tackle from Jose Carrera Garcia. Takes it out of touch. Fuego entering today having not won a game in 66 days. That has not bothered them so far. They played with confidence. As they're hemmed in, Jose Carrera Garcia really does his absolute best there and does win the ball. Saw the in-cutting run of Waldeck and was able to get back in time to dagger the ball out of his possession. Ball on the ground, set to be thrown back in. That ball is a select ball, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest select products, specials, and more. Select, it's the player's choice. Running out of road there is Midance. Springs right back to his feet. Unable to keep it. Spokane desperately in need of some industry, some invention. Lewis getting a look in just ahead of the center backs. It is Spokane building out of a three-back. Flowed wide, Javier Martin Heel. A prying run from Akale with the ball. Never a chance to get to his feet. Central Valley Fuego with a keen understanding of a simple fact. The goal is in the middle, allowing Spokane to do whatever they want out by the touch lines and committing their resources to staying tight and tense within the frame of their own goal. Spokane so far answerless as the ball is sprayed out of play. Siobhan John Brown. Smoothly wide and stabbed away by Waldeck, and there is a whistle. Player down is Clayton Torr. Both players going full stretch. That's a tough one as Waldeck left his feet and got there first, and realizing that he was not going to get there ahead of the defender, Clayton Torr almost pulled up. Made that collision much more awkward. Only one booking so far, that is Josh Doling. Also, in that case, a foul committed against Clayton Tor. Big crowd on hand here. We're hearing reports it is a sellout as fans get behind this Central Valley side to try and cheer them across the finish line this year. Not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet. A loss here today would virtually seal their fate, though. Richmond and South Georgia Tormenta set to square off at the weekend. The math is so complicated, but it is the impression that if either of the sides in that match are able to claim a victory, Tormenta or Richmond in excellent form, currently inhabiting the 8th spot, and Fuego are unable to take anything from this game, it will be all but done and dusted for the home side. Oh, that is a well-shaped pass, weighted into the path of Joe. Squaring, Azriel Gonzalez has slapped it wide. Came in just behind, Doling at the near stick. That opened up a pocket of space for Azriel Gonzalez to get a look in. And just whacked it wide. It was always going to be a tough finish, but the fundamentals just let him down a bit in that final moment. That said, maybe the best chance so far for Spokane. It down by Joe. Longmire. Lewis. Longmire, license to get forward. Harassed away by Smuck. Javier Martin Hill, dicing infield Doling. Just look for yourself how little space there is in between the lines of defense for Fuego. There's a big point from Mike Elias as his side pounce and pluck possession. And a yellow card for stopping the attack to Cameron Miller. He wanted his side though, the miniature Elias. As you get another look here, to do a better job of measuring the distance between themselves and the players next to them, so that this team could keep its structure and shape. Was something they quite clearly drilled throughout the course of the build-up to this match and in recent weeks, and so far paying dividends. A much different and much more relaxed defensive approach from a team that has engaged as high as anybody throughout the course of the campaign. Fuego do lead the league in terms of possession won in the final third this year, but that has not been the tack they've taken. Bustamante. Javier Martin Hill. Unable to rope it down there on the far flank was Clayton Tor. He's been a center back by trade, but he has been deployed as a fullback at times this year and to some effect. You expect it to be a little bit augmented for Central Valley Fuego. With Mariota on the other flank, it makes sense to play a more defensively suited option in the opposite fullback spot. All day on the ball for Akali. Waiting for the board to pop up. Tell us how much stoppage time there is. Fernandez flashes one into some space. Away is Waldeck. Ball just runs away from him. Got a good look there at the captain today. And the captain for the last couple games, Christian Heckenberg. Player that this organization has felt has really grown throughout the course of the year. Nailed down his spot next to Jose Carrera Garcia as the tempo setters within this Fuego side.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes of stoppage time.
At this point, Lee Wiedemann would be happy for a goal, but also likely content to get into the dressing room and alter the equation. The side were 1-0 down before they really entered the game. Sean Vinberg steering home a ricocheted re-entry from Siobhan John Brown following a set piece. Vinberg, the man on the ball here. Maybe not in as close of communication with the goalkeeper Carlos Avilaz as you would have wanted there, but it does come off. Steered away, but unable to keep it out ahead of the end line. It's going to be a corner kick. And what might be a golden opportunity for Central Valley Fuego to extend this lead and really make it precarious for Spokane.
Jose Carrera Garcia taking the corner for the Fuego.
They've only had 35% of the ball in this half. Set pieces likely an avenue for them to conjure more attacking firepower as the ball is turned in. Siobhan John Brown set back wide. Jose Carrera Garcia. And Maidens wriggling away. Maidens hits a good ball in. Medeth near posts. It's going to be another corner kick, and what might be... No, it won't. It will be the last action of the half.
Central Valley Fuego 1.
So at the curtain fall, Spokane Velocity with all the work to do because of Sean Vinberg. 1-0, 5 minutes in, 1-0, 45 minutes out as we set to step aside here in Fresno. The home side have given the fans who have come out to support them a good reason to stay interested in the second half. Fuego looking for their first win in 60-plus days. They are 45 minutes away from doing so here on the Gold Coast. We'll come back with halftime thoughts and commentary when we rejoin you from California.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
Bit of a stunner brewing. 1-0 between Central Valley Fuego and Spokane Velocity. It is the important time of the year, and let's get you refreshed on how things have gone around the league. Here are the Week 22 highlights in the USL League One.
Some pressure. John Murphy shoots. It's saved by Lewis. Here comes Galindres. Juan Galindres gives the Bingos the lead. Ross still going. He shoots. And Frank Ross levels the score sheet.
Laid off. Gallardo. Joe Gallardo. A marvelous save, and the stick back is a simple finish. Our own goal. Maneuvered into the box. A whiplashing strike. Swings in. Broken up and punched home. Back to back. So certainly not going to happen at this rate. Omaha fighting it out for the first spot. Swung in, flipped out. Oh my goodness! Wow, just wow!
To find the pieces. First corner is in! A header just a few yards out, and just like that, Hailstorm take the lead on the road. And God will take it. Oh, it's brilliant. He went to the keeper's side, and it was so well placed, he finds the back of the net. A lot of bend on the corner, finds Chilaka, and his header finds the bottom corner. Boyce. It goes through, and it finds the back of the net. Good first touch, Juan Galindres into the box. The chance there finds the bottom corner. It's pushed away. That was speculative. It comes through and it finds the back of the net. Top. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Round Shipman drags it across. It's tapped home. Obregon. A 13th goal of the season.
Nico Brown. The cross inside! And it's in! Christian Liu Young nodding that one home. Herrera. Nice ball forward for Castro. And it's deflected in. One own goal for another. Back to Velasquez. Velasquez takes a shot, and Velasquez! Holy smokes! The Colombian Sebastian Velasquez.
That much steeper for the Red Bulls. Service, top of the area. The handball and Waters. Quick slide through. Mensah! Electro has to work on Roberts. Wants the center. Back post. Benton is down. Rebound scores! It's Knoxville. Fernandez. We're tied. Hernandez on the volley. Oh my word! Marky Hernandez out of this world. Short corner allowed to bounce, and it's in. And it's Marky Hernandez again. On with Ethan Horde, searching for a fourth. Robles searching for his second. Instead finds Noah Powder. It is a fourth for the Hailstorm.
Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We love each other, and we love this city, and we love this club. It's everything.
I just make sure that my voice is good to go, because I probably only got a half to use it.
We used to tell people in the supporter section, go hard or don't be here, right?
Lots of chanting, lots of loudness.
It's electric. It's loud, it's exciting.
195 days they waited. This was a glorious victory at home.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
Hello from the break, where we have plenty of things that are newsworthy and noteworthy. Spokane in with a win. We've told you that throughout the game, but that is the case, and that would propel them to the postseason. It would be only the third time that it's ever happened in League One history, and one of those times, Charlotte Independence in 2022, they were coming down from the USL Championship. The expectancy would have been to make the playoffs, so a big feat if Spokane can find a way to come back and win this one. Other big news in the division, it's been announced. Corpus Christi will be the home of a new USL League One franchise as this league continues to grow its footprint as the heartbeat of American soccer. And of course, it is Los Pujos who hold the standard for the league as they steam towards what would be another trophy in their trophy case as they could lift the Players' Shield. That's a guy who's lifted a lot of silverware, and he will hope to continue to lift up Greenville Triumph. Ronaldinho, the Brazilian legend, the one who ignited the imagination of so many the world over, has picked this club, Greenville Triumph, to join the ownership of, another mark of the ascent of the league and its value in the soccer ecosystem. Here are the standings as it sits. As you can see, the sides with X's next to their name have officially clinched their playoff berth. So, as we've known for a while, the trajectory of that top pack has really been towards the playoffs all year. More been about seeding. 1 through 6 already in the playoffs. Spokane, again, feels much of a formality that they make it to the postseason. They just need 3 more points to lock it up. And then the race for the 8th seed is the one that maybe has the most intrigue down this final stretch. This is the upcoming slate from around the league. A lot to sink your teeth into. The game that probably lights the marquee the most, South Georgia Tormenta and Richmond on Friday, the appetizer for the weekend, as those teams are in the 8 and the 9 right now, and both are playing pretty well. Independence in Northern Colorado will be an important game for seeding as well. As we jump aside to break, we come back. The second half set to kick off between Central Valley Fuego and Spokane Velocity.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
there's a half in the books between Spokane Velocity and Central Valley Fuego as we set the table for half number 2. Central Valley Fuego, we're quickly to the front foot. Right out of the gates, Javier Mariona with a statement of intent, a shot across the bow, and this shot made flush contact. Puncturing the opponent, Siobhan John Brown tried it once, steered it back in. This time, Sean Binberg would deliver the blow that pushed Central Valley in front of their opposition. 1-0 within 5 minutes, and that is where we enter this second half as CV were able to quickly grab hold of the lead. It wasn't for lack of trying, though, that Spokane are goalless to this point as they clipped the post. Azriel Gonzalez putting in that effort. Then on into the 18th minute, Siobhan John Brown had a pretty good sight of goal as he bent that one wide. Closing in on halftime, it was once more Siobhan John Brown right at the heart of things as he bent in. This time Brooks Thompson was able to put in a firm save as we step out to live action. Ball down in the center circle. 1-0, Central Valley Fuego controlling the contest against Spokane Velocity. CV need to secure all 3 points to control their own destiny in terms of playoff elimination. Spokane Velocity with 3 points would seal their name into the next stage of this competition and have a chance at a trophy. Fuego have been well drilled, they've been compact, they've been resolute. They haven't had much of the ball, only 35%, but they're on it here. Midance flips one into the area. Smuck trying to hold it up amidst a crowd of bodies, so whistle shrieks and possession is ceded to Spokane. It was an offside given.
Offside violation.
Only one shot on target in that first half for Velocity. Of course, if you don't put the ball on frame, you don't score goals. Should also be mentioned, Spokane did have a shot that bounced off the post. That is classified as a shot off target, as wrong as that may feel. That is the proper designation. Lee Viedman try and inject some life into his side. Doling, a darting ball wide. Javier Martin Heel making the run. Now Azriel Gonzalez tap dancing with the ball. Swiveled into the box. Doling with the flag down for now. That flag will stay down. Doling unable to find a way through. Lewis crossing in from deep. A whiplashing effort and whacked wide of the mark as late out of the blocks there to try and give that chase was Masungo Akali.
Soccer fans, stay up to date with Fuego FC by visiting our official website at fuegofc.com. Download the 2024 schedule.
Masungo's brother Mukwele in action tonight for New Mexico United against Phoenix Rising up at the championship level. Whole slate of USL games to dig into on this wonderful Wednesday evening. This is the important time of the calendar. Whether it's the Tormenta side of 2 years ago or Phoenix Rising last year, winning the championship, having to go through 4 road dates to make that happen. There's proof positive that win and get in and maybe win it all. Lewis off a ricochet. That's the task at hand for Spokane. It might be the task at hand for Central Valley. It would require something somewhat miraculous as Heckenberg is down. I believe he was the one who blocked that shot. Here's what happens. Blocked the initial shot and then left the leg out and got clipped there by Andre Lewis. Just maybe need to shake something off. Never pleasant to take studs anywhere. Free kick given. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Devin Kerr, Mike Watts, as always, doing a fabulous job on USL All Access, bringing you color from every corner of the league. Check that out, as mentioned, on Tuesdays or on YouTube on demand. Swashbuckling away, Alfredo Maidetz. Able to keep custody. Oh, that is absolutely blinding from Andre Lewis. Skill on the ball. Smoothly wide, Azriel Gonzalez. Probed in, Waldeck now. Akale can't punch through. Longmire. That's some spark, though, from Spokane. Life in the eyes. Andre Lewis. Blasting wide, Waldeck. Strides right on by. Chips in across. Andre Lewis, he shinned it. It was always going to be tough on the half volley. A player, though, that is capable of something like that, that's in his locker, just didn't come to bear this time around. As that's a welcome to the league rook moment for Kevin Garcia, who just got muscled by Derek Waldeck. Kevin Garcia, all of 16 years of age. Again, he scored against Spokane last time these teams looked across the line at one another. What would be his first professional goal in that one? Maidetz. Garcia pushed wide. Mariona bursting forward. Javier Mariona, still Maidetz, and Mariona. And at the last, it's Joe. Heroic defending to break up what would have been a highlight play. And still in the box. Still Mariona. He is upended. It's Joe. And he jams the ball downfield. Taken up at the back by Aviles. That'll get the heart pumping a bit. Been a good start to this frame. Puts a big crowd on hand for Central Valley. Getting a show to start the second half. Last game between these two teams did finish in a 3-2. Spokane taking that one. As Jome is twirled down. There's Kevin Garcia. Spent time in the Barca Residency Academy in Arizona. A vaunted program here in the U.S., producing the likes of players such as Diego Luna, Julian Araujo. Araujo now plying his trade in the Premier League for Bournemouth after some time with Barcelona. Heckenberg on a line wide. Siobhan John Brown. Calvary arriving. Mariona. And plucked back. Akale trying to present himself. Booted away by Tor at the feet of Fernandez. He can't find a way through. Javier Martin Hill tries to do it himself, and he is trodden upon by Siobhan John Brown. It's been physical. It's maybe lacked something of a edge of animus. There have been a lot of angry tackles, but there have been hard ones. Akale shuffles by Tor. Never there on the 1-2 between him and Azriel Gonzalez. Maidens, cushioning touch, and he gets going. Alfredo Maidens, a stiff arm by Fernandez and slipped in. Garcia catching up. Mariona rushing in and beaten back by Cameron Miller. The incandescent talent of Alfredo Maidens brewing that counterattack. Fuego continue to show their teeth. Here he is between the lines. Tor and Maidens. Oh, the back heel. Siobhan John Brown cut in. Gets away from Smuck, gets away from Garcia, and gets away from danger for Spokane Velocity. Grappled back by Miller and Doling. And Mariona once more turning the screws. Smuck. Not quite sure what the plan was there. Loitering around the top of the box was Kevin Garcia. Back with Spokane. Fuego, the side that, albeit up a goal, are playing like they're the one down a goal. They've shown the imperative in this half. Fernandez keeps his balance and cruises one wide. Javier Martin Heel. A little bit more space in this build for Spokane. Azriel Gonzalez. Oh, what a touch. And Waldeck wrapping in. Waldeck cutting back and just spooned away. Under stress there, Central Valley Fuego, but now they're back behind the ball. Lewis. Creeping towards the hour mark. Time starting to run out for Spokane. Not quite dire yet, but it is getting there. Jump. Lee Viedman made it a point to point out to us in the run into this game that in this league, everything is on the table anytime you head out onto the field. But this would be a stone cold stunner. Jump. Swooped back by Waldeck. Javier Martin Heel on the floor. Thumped away. Siobhan John Brown stretching his legs. And brought down a clear yellow card.
The yellow card is out.
That's exactly how dangerous Spokane truly can be. Again, this plays into their favor. The individuals on this team that, given space, can absolutely split a game open. Siobhan John Brown is one, Maidens is one. And in the moments in which Central Valley Fuego do win possession, the ability to go quickly and isolate, it's going to yield opportunity. As a change has been made, Anwar Pelaez will try to provide some sharpness. Striker that has plied his trade at the championship level. 8 goals and 34 appearances last year for Oakland Roots. Was not in the 18 against Union Omaha, but deployed in the final 30. What will be his longest appearance of the season since joining Spokane midstream. And that is a crushing tackle. As the ball makes its way back to Avilés. Is there notice of a foul off field? Doesn't look that way. Keepy uppies from Carlos Avilés to some impress. And what's the word on the field? Maybe a foul was given. Or maybe Carlos Avilés just prefers a different ball. Aviles taking his time. Referee was trying to sort something out. Looks like there may have been an injury. It's going to be a drop ball. Carlos Aviles, who's defending a clean sheet, hasn't had one in his last 9 games. Sends away. Vinberg, the goal scorer, and Aviles just now joining us. Spokane have trailed from the first 5 minutes as the whistle goes there. Going to be an offside.
Flag is up. Offside violation against
Sean Vinberg was the one to stab Central Valley. Fuego in front, assisted by Siobhan John Brown in that instance, as that one is floated towards Siobhan John Brown. And he commits the foul. That whistle count is climbing quickly. Set for a free kick. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team. Play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play, so you should download now. Directed back to Miller. Swapped into jump. Hasn't found much, I should say. Freedom. Ish jump. In the attacking phase. Set on the lineup card as a 4-3-3 for Spokane. It's played more like a 5-2-3 with Joma as a ball-carrying center back behind Waldak as the wing back. Gonzalez was reported as one of the wingers. He is all the way at the midfield stripe. Spokane trying to be a bit more fluid to pull apart their opponent's shape. It hasn't worked. You must applaud the defensive resilience and drilledness from this Central Valley side. Waldak whizzing into the gloves of Carlos Aviles. Still only the one shot on target for Spokane. That's good from Garcia. A dump and chase scenario. Back to Brooks Thompson. Fernandez. Push down the line. A looping run. Pelaez. It's going to be a corner kick.
Corner kick for the Velocity.
6 set-piece goals this year for Spokane Velocity.
Number 18.
Dead in the middle of the pack in the league.
In the corner.
That being in league play. Fuego have conceded the most set-piece goals of anybody in the USL League One at 12. Within swing, Waldak. It was a good ball as it's crushed away. Skipping into Akale. Masango Akale. Speared in. And touched over the bar. It may have already lashed over the bar by the time it was flicked away by Aviles. It's a goal kick. USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. You can go to uslchampionship.com. complete USL TV listings. So many games on lineal television this year in the USL. Upwards of 100 over the course of the year. And a great showing for the league on the media side of things as everything continues to expand. It's more the heartbeat of American soccer. Never a dull day. Tor. Nearly got outfoxed there by Derek Waldeck. Fuego showing less and less interest in doing anything with the ball at feet. The onus lies on the shoulders of Spokane. This is a good moment for them to show what they're made of. Catapulted forward to Akale. Can't quite break away. From Heckenberg, it is out for a corner kick. He has been their chief attacking outlet so far. Masongo Akale, player that, when asked this week, Lee Viedman said was, if there is a player in the team, the one that closest resembles the profile of the absent Luis Heel, team's leading goal scorer and assister, Israel Gonzalez, calibrates his target. Back in. Falling kindly.
We are looking for a missing bus driver, Jose Avilares. Your bus needs you.
Azriel Gonzalez. Spokane hatched their plan.
Once again, Jose Avilares, your bus is awaiting you.
Mariona clears. Minitz pirouettes away. La Pausa before playing wide. A taming touch. Garcia scraping along. Garcia ducking by Joe. Fought off by Waldeck. Now Tor. Jose Carrera Garcia and Minitz. Siobhan John Brown. Minitz. Alfredo Minitz still a little bit shy of Heckenberg. Spinning away is Akale. Minitz grabs it right back. It's fair play. Alfredo Minitz. Blocked by Miller. Bravely so, I might add. Somebody needed to step up and intervene and stop the torrent forward of Alfredo Minitz there. A little one for the job, and Fuego go again. Offside given.
Offside. Fuego.
Jump. Miller. Garcia sweeps up. Now Tor. Looks like the ball may have come out over the line before Waldeck intervened, but it's a throw-in for Central Valley. Lee Wiedemann doesn't have a lot of options to pick from in the dugout to try and change this up. Ari Mumba, Jack Denton, a pair of midfielders that are more all action than attacking. Other than that, everything else is reserve goalkeeper or defender practically. It will have to be the men on the field if it is to happen for Spokane. .429 passes for them so far have yielded only one shot on target. Fuego have conceded 5 set-piece goals in the last 5 games. Can Spokane make it 6? Chested down by Miller, and it just runs away from him. "20 minutes to closing time. That's a firm header. Never gets to Pelaez. Down by Midance. Floated ahead by Midance, who at least posed a question. Brooks Thompson up to it. Widens. Trying to fizz a ball forward for Akali. Was Adriel Gonzalez. Was a shrewd pattern of play, just didn't come to fruition. And now something might brew on the counter. Fuego blooming forward. Midance just rolled away from his grasp. Spokane stick their chest out, pose the threat. Crowded off it. Smuck. Onto it, Central Valley. It's Akale here. A rope-a-dope. Akale! Stymied by Alvarez.
Shot by Velocity, stopped by keeper Gomez.
But that is a shot on target. First of the half for Spokane. And once more right at the center of it, Masango Akale. Feels like if anybody is to wave the wand and get Spokane back into it, it will be him. On the other end, it's Midance. Wonderful tackle from Cameron Miller. Popping a tire there is Lewis. On the 1-2, unable to get away with Sean Vinberg, who has ventured up into the attack, maybe leaving his side a bit exposed. Time to retreat.
Substitution on the side.
And a substitution is set.
Number 19. Jack Denton coming off.
There are those earlier mentioned midfielders.
The captaincy will be changed over.
Adriel Gonzalez comes
also
off.
Coming on is number 14, Ariel Mumba.
Ari Mumba
Coming off
will enter. Denton will also check in. Colin Fernandez, the one making way. Mumba, who played the final 20 minutes against Omaha in the last match, had not played since August 23rd. Prior to that, gets a run out here today as well. Maybe he's the pivotal player. Spokane will feel that if they can just get one and put Fuego in a position where sitting behind the ball is not going to be good enough to get what they want. That they might have the better of this contest, but they need to find a way to get that one. Even if that might be so implied by the scorebug. Final quarter of an hour approaching. Jump. Akale. Jome again. He presses forward. Denton! He had time, he had space, and he had a clean connection, only to whiz it wide. It all starts with Jome taking the creative liberty to come forward. The goalkeeper was at the mercy of the strike. Denton has not scored this year. That would have been in fine fashion if he had done it there. Midance grabs hold, Siobhan John Brown. Dashing away from Denton. Oh my word, Alfredo Midance in a blender. Deflection off the goalkeeper, trickling towards goal, off the post. What on earth? That was well too casual from Carlos Avilés all the way through. First taking too much time on the ball, and then with the backspin, the ball came back towards his own goal instead of carrying over the end line. Avilés may have taken bit of a touch in the back of the head. But that was near disaster, titanic disaster for Central Valley Fuego.
Coming on is number 14. Zaire Vasquez. Coming off is number 35, Zachary Smuck. Also coming on is number 3, Ash Apollon. Coming off is number 32.
A series of changes being made. Ash Apollon set to come on.
Mariona.
Looks like the day is done for Javier Mariona. That's a much more defensive option. An assured professional, Ash Apollon. Player who would have been teammates with Andre Lewis at Hartford Athletic in recent years, as well as a couple other players in the side for Spokane Velocity. Brooks Thompson, Joe Schmidt, Luke Merrill. A whole lot of Hartford here on the West Coast. It's Pelaez who's able to rise to his feet. Pelaez, a player who was out of the game entirely for about 9 weeks after his most recent playing appearance with Gus Satoya. His coaching staff felt like he needed virtually a full preseason to get up to game speed, but a guy that Spokane hopes might contribute in the playoff push. Grabbing hold, Jose Carrera Garcia, and not for long. Javier Martin Heel gets his lick back. toward the final 10 minutes. Fuego just trying to not blink. Ball in behind, tamed by Denton. Joe takes it on himself. Combines with Akale. And Lewis widening out. Javier Martin Hill. Hammered away. Also looks like Zahir Vasquez has come on. Shot framed from distance and flashed out of play. It's a goal kick. There's a good look at Zahir Vasquez passing through your picture. Looks like Vasquez has replaced Smuck to lead the line. Over the top. Heckenberg. Swept all the way wide. Siobhan John Brown appears to be playing behind Asha Pollen. Pollen playing as that pressing winger. Siobhan John Brown, a player who has, prior to this year, primarily been a fullback, will take up residence in the back line. Longmire. Snaking dribble. Spokane got to get going. Passes in their own half aren't going to save the day. Thompson. Spokane have probably put together close to 10 passes without breaking midfield. They finally do. And instantly give the ball away. Fuego will play at this pace all day long. Lewis. Joe. And Waldeck with the angle. Pelaez. And pumped away and into the clutch of Carlos Avilés. That's the most bite, though, that Spokane have carried quite some time, and there is a player down in need of attention. You saw Waldeck able to carve in behind and puts in a great cut back. It's an excellent touch from Pelaez, but there are just too many bodies in the way. Emblematic of the defensive performance of a team that has every reason to maybe loosen their resolve at this point in the year and absolutely has not given up the rope today. Stop and play, a chance to look at the previous team of the week. This is coming from match week 22. And a lot of familiar faces. Juan Galindrez, Ethan Horde. But some of those players in the team this week, Marky Hernandez especially, kind of rising above the rest in a week where Northern Colorado has peppered this squad, as well as Forward Madison, with standout performers. Tinoco team that's peaking at the right time, coming off their Jaeger Cup victory. tournament that was sponsored by an entity that is associated with taking shots, ending in penalty shots. And a good end to that night for Northern Colorado a couple weeks ago. Five minutes to go. Spokane have been void of urgency. Fuego thirsty for their first victory in 66 days. Midance. Can't quite spin away, but it will be a corner kick. Spokane have gone now 400+ minutes scoreless, and they are as far away from their target as they can be right now. Corner kick brought to you by RW App, and brought into the box by Alfredo Midance. Or short. Brought in by Masango Akale, but he's doubled from the ball. Midance, no whistle ever comes. Alfredo Midance slashed away from cutting and thrusting Zahir Vasquez. Jack Denton. Turned over the top. Behind Joe. He has some work to do. He gets it done. There probably won't be much stoppage time to play. Waldak. Flattened out. Was looking for the boots of Akale. Found the boots of Carrera Garcia, and it's out for a throw. Waldek's cross is blocked. Denton. Strong nerve to take it in. Now Joe. And breezing into the reach of Carlos Aviles. Carlos Aviles posing the question of the inflation of the ball. I think maybe more so the inflation of the amount of time he can take before kicking it away.
Keeper Carlos Aviles boots the ball.
Oh, dude, what if they got a pad?
It's a throw for Fuego. Spokane have just not gotten out of bed today. But this could be real danger. Aviles this time up to the task. They've been bumping along all night. Trying to pay that off. Central Valley. Cut in front of by Longmire. Central Valley with plenty to sing about. They scored 5 minutes in. They've not looked back. Spokane have been unable to break down this defense. And leaving the leg out is Waldak. Stoppage in play. Here's what it looked like. And yeah, he just put studs right on the ankle of Clayton Torr, who's taken a pummeling today. No doubt that that's a foul. It looks like Denbor Benson will come on to add some extra height. Will help defend set pieces as well as be a knockdown outlet in transition. Left to wait his turn though. Midance. Alfredo Midance. Swiveled in, Garcia. Couldn't quite get purchase. McCulley. Joe forcefully forward. Now Lewis. Is there a miracle in it for Spokane? Feels nigh impossible now that they can get the 3 points they needed to put themselves into the playoffs, as Denbor Benson will come on and assuredly take his time in doing so. Off is Alfredo Midance. That picture says it all. Javier Martin Hill keeled over.
Stoppage time.
5 minutes of stoppage time. A little bit more of a healthy portion that one might have expected. No way through for Waldeck. Benson with a biting foul to introduce himself into the game. All resources committed for Spokane Velocity to this set piece. Again, Central Valley Fuego have allowed 12 set piece goals this year. Lewis, a second entry. No access. Away by Heckenberg. Sand out of the hourglass. Starting to get real desperate for the side in dark black. Jump. It's jump. Carlos Aviles. Gonna require much better than that. Mumba. No piercing pass there. Spokane have won the expected goals battle, although I suspect that will not give them much comfort. 1.21 to 1.01. A yank back from Longmire. There was a defender back. That's going to be a yellow card, not a red.
The yellow card.
Longmire checked his shoulder, saw that there was a covering defender, and realized that the most effective strategy to stop that attack would be just to yank down Siobhan John Brown.
He's in the book.
That is a team-high 9th yellow card for him between the Jaeger Cup and league play. Lewis tilting away. He's been largely kept out of the game, though. Andre Lewis relegated to play something of a circulatory role. Screaming ball, crossfield. Waldeck takes it down. Ischjo weaving away. Works himself out of the bind and gets in the cross. Over the head of Aviles and knocked away. Siobhan John Brown gets red. Last chance saloon for Spokane Velocity. They need it with expedience. Fuego have dropped 10 points from winning positions this year. In for Moomba, who does arrive in time. Cut in. Late to it was Jack Denton. Eight games winless for Central Valley Fuego. Looks like they're on the precipice of finding what will be glorious salvation for them. They all count for something. To the byline. Coming up for Spokane, the schedule gets mighty difficult. Home versus Greenville Triumph, a team that has been in pretty solid form as of late. Then away to Northern Colorado Hailstorm. We've already told you about their exploits. And then home to finish the year against One Knox. One last go of it. Woldak with a yank. A free kick is afforded. A rookie error from Kevin Garcia. As now Spokane can really get everybody into the box. Or not. That is it. Central Valley Fuego a resolved result against Spokane Velocity.
Spokane Velocity, middle.
A professional performance from a side that's been at the bottom of the barrel. Able to taste victory for the first time in over 2 months. Mike Elias has led his team to 3 points. Spokane Velocity are going to have to look themselves down in the mirror and figure out how to get this ship righted. As once more, they lose out on a chance to punch their ticket to the playoffs. Lee Veeman is not happy with the officials. Assuredly not happy with the performance of his side.
As your Central Valley Fuego hosts Greenville Triumph with a 4 p.m. kickoff time.
1-0 is your final. Fuego score early. The opponent doesn't score at all, and that is good enough. Final score 1-0. We'll wrap it up when we come back.
At Golden Bear Physical Therapy, our goal is to help you reach the best version of you. We specialize in physical therapy, work injury prevention and rehabilitation, athlete training and sports injury, and so much more. So whether you're trying to get back to work or back to practice, call us today and let us help you.
Put that in the book. 1-0, Central Valley Fuego shocks Spokane Velocity. A breakout of an 8-match winless streak. Here is exactly how that happens. And it's not going to take very long to see the point of difference, as right from the jump, Central Valley Fuego were pressing the opponent. Were able to conjure a shot early, skipped out of play, yielding a corner kick, which would yield the goal. This ball came dangerously across the 6. Initially, Brooks Thompson does a great job to keep it out, but Sean Vinberg, his first Fuego goal, would not be denied there. Goalkeeper not really part of the picture after making the initial save. And slapped home by Sean Vinberg. Only a couple minutes later, there was a decent chance here for Spokane as they clipped the post. That's as close as they would come. Provided by Azrael Gonzalez. That shot later on in the half. Siobhan John Brown would fancy a try. Pushed it wide. We keep on going in the first frame. Once more at the center of things, Siobhan John Brown, as this time he wraps in. Dug out though by Brooks Thompson. Easily could have been 2-0. And that would have certainly assured it. Songo Akali would have a rip in the second half. Couldn't break through. 15 minutes to the close. It's Joe will drive forward and find Jack Denton, who came close but no cigar. Only moments later, this was nearly Central Valley Fuego doing what they had done all year, beating themselves. Aviles casual at the back, played it straight into the back of an on-rushing presser. Nearly found its way in, but Aviles able to keep it out. As is the case for Spokane Velocity and their clinching hopes tonight. We'll have to wait to the weekend to punch their ticket to the playoffs, as, again, it's all but sewn up, but never official until it is. Central Valley Fuego staying alive in the playoff hunt, as they are now 5 points off the pace with 3 games left to play. Folks, we appreciate you taking the time on this Wednesday night. It was a game that tested the mettle, and Central Valley Fuego would win the war of wills. 1-0 the final score. For Brent Cosco-Yuela, I've been Peyton Gallagher and our entire crew here in production of this contest in the USL League One. We appreciate you taking the time, and folks, we will talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.